Jonathan Swift, one of the most distinguished satirists in the English language, was born on November 30th, 1667, in Dublin, Ireland. His father, also named Jonathan Swift, died before his birth, leaving his family in financial difficulties. Raised by his uncle Godwin Swift, Jonathan received a strong education that laid the foundation for his literary career. He attended Kilkenny College and later Trinity College in Dublin, where he earned a bachelor's degree in 1686. His academic performance was respectable, though not exceptional, and he continued his studies with aspirations of a career in the clerical field. In 1689, political instability in Ireland compelled Swift to relocate to England, where he served as secretary to Sir William Temple, a prominent diplomat and writer. This period was formative for Swift, as he was exposed to political affairs and the art of essay writing. During his time with Temple, he met Esther Johnson, who would become one of the most important figures in his life. Known as Stella in his writings, Esther was a close companion and confidant, though the true nature of their relationship remains a subject of speculation. Swift was ordained a priest in the Church of Ireland in 1694 and appointed to a small parish in Kilroot, near Belfast. However, he found the position unsatisfactory and soon returned to England to work for Temple again. After Temple died in 1699, Swift dedicated himself to both clerical duties and political writing, rising in prominence as an influential thinker. In 1713, he was appointed Dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin, a role he held for much of his life. Main works. Swift's literary contributions span various genres, including satire, political pamphlets, and poetry. He is best known for his satirical masterpiece Gulliver's Travels, 1726, a novel that blends fantasy and political critique. The book follows Lemuel Gulliver's voyages to fictional lands, each of which serves as an allegory for human nature and society. The work remains one of the most widely read and analyzed books in the English literary canon. Another significant work is A Modest Proposal, 1729, a scathing satirical essay in which Swift suggests that impoverished Irish families should sell their children as food to the wealthy. The shocking premise serves as a critique of British policies toward Ireland, highlighting the dire economic conditions and the indifference of the ruling class. Swift also wrote The Tale of a Tub, 1704, a complex and highly satirical prose work that critiques religious excesses and corruption within the church. Similarly, The Battle of the Books, 1704, addresses the conflict between ancient and modern literary traditions, showcasing Swift's wit and engagement with intellectual debates of his time. Among his political writings, Drapier's Letters, 1724, played a crucial role in rallying Irish opposition to the British government's imposition of a new currency. Through this work, Swift solidified his role as a champion of Irish rights, earning admiration from his fellow countrymen. Anecdotes and controversies. Swift disdained pretentiousness and vanity. He once met with a noblewoman who asked him why he never complimented her. He responded with characteristic bluntness, "Madam, I see no occasion for it. You are in no danger of growing better." However, his deep empathy for the poor is evident in many stories. One is about a beggar who once asked him for money. Instead of simply giving him coins, Swift engaged the beggar in conversation, seeking to understand his struggles. He often directed his charitable efforts toward systemic change rather than one-time acts of generosity. Swift's sharp tongue and biting satire inevitably led to controversy. His works frequently targeted powerful institutions, exposing hypocrisy and corruption. Gulliver's Travels was initially interpreted as a children's adventure book, but its deeper political and philosophical critiques led to its censorship in some circles. One of the most significant controversies of Swift's career involved A Modest Proposal, The satirical essay was so shocking in its proposal that some readers failed to recognize the irony, accusing Swift of advocating cannibalism. While the piece was intended to highlight the cruelty of British economic policies, it remains one of the most misunderstood works in literary history. His later years were marked by health problems, including a condition that some scholars believe was Meniere's disease, causing dizziness and hearing loss. His mental health also deteriorated, and he became increasingly reclusive. In his will, Swift left a substantial portion of his fortune to establish a hospital for the mentally ill, demonstrating his enduring concern for society's most vulnerable members. Conclusion: Jonathan Swift remains one of the most important figures in English literature. His satirical works, particularly Gulliver's Travels and A Modest Proposal, continue to influence writers and thinkers to this day. Despite his often controversial and biting critiques of society, Swift's legacy endures as that of a fearless intellectual and a passionate advocate for justice. His unique blend of wit, social criticism, and literary brilliance ensures that he remains a central figure in literary and historical discussions.